Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Kim. Hope you're all having a great day and good start to your week. I'm coming to you today with a project that I crafted to benefit the Disabled Artists Foundation, or dAFi. This is one of my vintage themed, you could call it a mini lap book or a mini fabric journal. It's one of my favorite things to make. I absolutely love working with vintage pieces, whether it be appliques, doilies, lace, all kinds of stuff, tea-dyed, all kinds of yummy stuff like that, pearls and vintage buttons. So this is one of my little books that I made, and it's going to be auctioned off at the August auction hop. So if you're interested in purchasing this or bidding on this, you'll need to check for that on August 8th at Carehart's channel, noon Eastern Time. So I just wanted to share it with you. This is the spine. I've got a few different layers of bows here with a bold pin and a little pearl dangle. And you can see there's some buttons and there's some vintage ivory sequin trim outlining those on the spine of my book. And it's got a lot of things hanging down. I don't know if I can get it all in frame, but this is the cover, and it's a beautiful applique, and there's some pearls in the center, and it's layered over some gorgeous, I don't know if you can see, some lace. And a lot of the items that I used in this book were from Kathy of Kathy's World and Friends. Some were purchases from Etsy, some were things from Uniquely Yours by Dawn Marie, like these doilies right here. So a lot of my favorite sellers have things that I bought that is in this book. So this is the first double page spread, and you've got some really pretty vintage trims and some pearl trim. You've got like a doily cluster here with the pearls. You've got dangles. All my favorite colors, like the whites, the ivories, the creams, and I always like to have tea-stained elements. This is a tea-stained collar that's on this double page layout. We've got kind of like a applique piece here with a vintage button and some seam binding, tea-dyed muslin for the bow, more of the vintage ivory sequin trim, laces, really, really pretty, fine, small, delicate laces there. This was purchased on Etsy. And you've got bridal appliques, beaded appliques. This piece of the lace that's on the background of this page, is I know that came from Kathy's World. And this bridal applique came from Uniquely Yours by Dawn Marie. And then hanging down on the bottom of this page, it's hard to see, but this is actually a piece from a vintage dress. And it's all attached to this lace that's hanging down. Beautiful. So that's this double page. And got some lace on the edge. And then this next one, I actually used a vintage doily piece, and it's triangular, so the triangles are hanging off either side, and then I finished it off with a little ivory rosette with a pearl on the inside. And then you can see we've got a really, really big doily cluster here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers, and the final layer is a little piece of round tatting with a vintage button inside. And then you can see we've got some trims with some little bows with some lace. We've got some pearl beaded and applique sequin trim on the sides. And then the next page has some of my favorite little square vintage appliques that are identical. I have a set of these, so I put one on each page, and then there's some taupe colored lace from Kathy's World that you can see hangs down at the bottom here underneath. And then I use some brown rosettes with pearls for accents, and then there's little pieces of doily spiders there and some vintage buttons. And then at the bottom we've got another layer of vintage lace with the sequined appliques. And then the last page, we have another vintage doily piece on the back, and we've got a snippet cluster in the middle of a doily. We've got these two embellishments with the vintage buttons on the corners. At the bottom, we've got some ivory fringe with the pearl trim, and this one hangs down, and we have a loopy flower on the bottom of this. And then this page also has a handmade hat pin that I made in the same colors as the book with the creams and the browns. And then this is the back cover of my book, and it's got, again, some beautiful lace, bridal lace on the back, and then a gorgeous vintage doily with another little doily and then another smaller one and a vintage button. So that's the back cover. So again, this is my mini vintage lap book or fabric journal that will be up for auction July 8th on Carhartt's channel for the auction hop. So I look forward to seeing you all then. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye.